Hey, it's Jen. How are ya? We're finally getting some rain. It's been pretty dry here. The trees are happy, the garden is happy, everybody's happy. So I was just out picking some Thuja, some beautiful leaves, branches from Thuja. You know, these kind of flattish cedar leaves. We call it Eastern cedar. A couple different names for it, but it's Thuja is the Latin name. And it travels in the homeopathic circles too. And as an herbalist, I love homeopathy. And I will buy the remedies, but also we can work with drop doses, and it's not as exact as homeopathy, but we can work with drop doses. And so 1 drop in a big glass of water is very dilute. So we can work with it that way as well. So I'm gonna make a tincture with this because I need a tincture. And so these are the new growth, the tips, and the new growth. When we harvest from trees, we don't want to cut deep into their existence, like their branches or their big parts of the tree. We want to stay at the, the edges of the branches and the, when we get to like the wood here, like this part, what I like to do with my tinctures, like most of the pines that I work with, is I like to kind of break and bruise the bark. So you can take a pair of clippers and you can, let's work with this one a little thicker. You can sort of clip it like so, just cut the outside and then strip it down. So pull it down like this. Maybe you can see that. And you'll see that we peel the bark away. And if you smell it, it's really strong oils in there. And it just sort of opens it up a little bit for the tincturing process. So I do that. It takes a little bit of time. You can just fill your jar this way by just putting all your branches in there. Or you can cut your branches up if you want to. If you really want to do that, you can do it this way and just cut them into smaller pieces. It's really up to you. What's really important is to sit here and inhale while you're doing this, because you're getting some aromatherapy at the same time, because this is also aromatherapy remedy, Thuja oil. And so I like to lean on Thuja for so many things. It grows here. I now have 3 trees on my property, which is very exciting. And it grows here. The trees are younger, but they're about 15 feet tall now, which is a pretty good size. They get much bigger than that, but certainly can handle me pulling a little bit of these branches from them, right? And so one of the things that I do is I save some of these branches, and they can be used in smudge bundles. So you can layer these, lay them all out, and roll them up with string and make a smudge with them, which is really nice. There's a cocoon, and I don't want a cocoon in my tincture. See, that's, again, we are making sure we will put this cocoon back outside with some prayers for a healthy journey into wherever you're going next. There's little cones on these too, which I love to get. So see the little cones right here? They have the tiniest little pine cones. These are medicinal too. So we can just put them in there. You can make a tea with the cones. Again, you can bundle this up for a smudge and dry it, and then you can, or leave it loose and you can just burn it. And it gives a really aromatic, very abundant smoke. Really good for clearing spaces, opening ceremony. Take it into your sauna. Sometimes I make a little broom like this and bring it into the sauna, and I just bundle these with a little piece of string, and you dip this into the water and splash the rocks. Do it that way. So that's a really nice thing to do in the sauna. The first time I ever was in a sweat lodge with a Micmac elder. He taught me how to make a woven mat with these branches that we did 4 days of sweats and ceremony, and every day we had to refresh the cedar pad that we sat on, and I was part of the crew that was their job. And so you would take the branches and you would work in one direction and just sort of weave them in so that they laid flat, and then when we crawled into the lodge we would sit on those and we would receive all that aromatic from the heat, all that beautiful aromatics from this. So some of the other things that I as far as tincture is concerned, I love this for things like anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, really strong. Colds and flus, clearing the lungs, clearing the sinuses, really great for the gut. And they're doing studies now for ulcerative colitis with this particular tree. Although I think white pine and some of the other pines that I work with would lend themselves to that as well. So really great for mucus linings of the body, great for antimicrobial, antibacterial, antiviral, antiparasitic. See, I'm just gonna pull these up and that just opens the bark a little bit. And just keep stuffing them in your jar like so. Oh my God, the smell, it's so nice. And of course, you know, why else do we have cedar in our house? Where else is it? You have cedar closets, cedar discs that you put among your sweaters, right? Because it keeps the moths away. Cedar in animal bedding to keep fleas and ticks away. I mean, it's just got so many different properties and applications, you know, as far as being a medicine. And as far as ceremony and smudge, this is an ancestor medicine. This is something that invites the ancestors in, and it makes a really sweet calling to your people who have passed, who come to help. We want our benevolent, strong, hardworking ancestors to come and help us out a little bit, you know? And in helping us, we help them. You know, that's kind of the way it works. So it's a reciprocity scenario always when we're working with benevolent ancestors. We want to call the hardworking ones. We want to give them gifts, offer them cedars, this sweet smoke, and that will bring them in. So a really nice place to start is to, one, learn to identify it and make a tea. Ask if you can have a little branch and invite it into your body. Trust what you receive. You'll feel like a very positive, when we hear a yes, there's a very excited sort of uplifting, it's a body yes, like we feel it in the body, you know. And a no is very clear too. It's sort of a heavier, and there can be very good reasons. It could be in a polluted place and you shouldn't have it, or maybe it's not the right time for you, maybe it's not the right remedy for you, so maybe you shouldn't have it, you know. So trust what you get when you learn where this is and want to take some into your body. Just trust. If you receive a yes, you can just take a sprig like this. You could actually take just the tiniest little piece and just chew on it. Just put it in your mouth and hold it in your mouth. It's used for ulcers in the mouth and painful gums and gum sores and teeth that are having trouble. It's pain relieving and all of those things, but sometimes just feeling the aromatic oils wafting up into your sinuses as an introduction, the first time to coming, bring the tree a gift, you know, bring them a little bit of your supper that you made, or bring them a piece of bread that you made, or that a local baker made that's really nice, or something that you made, you know, is a really nice gift. Sing a song while you're there. Any of those things, and offer a gift to the tree and receive some of its medicine. And then you can take a sprig like that, one little sprig, and just put it in a coffee mug. Put a little boiling water, you know, not fully boiled, like just below a boil for pines, because the tannins, and it makes it kind of intense. And you put that in your coffee mug, put the water, fill it up to the top, And then usually I put a little saucer over it to keep all the oils in, but if you want, you can just stand there and smell them and just inhale them. And then you wait, 10 minutes or so, and you drink it. It's really delicious. So again, this is a tree that I've been around my whole life, actually. I absolutely love it. Now this is pretty full. I actually need to go harvest a little bit more. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the alcohol in it and go out and get a couple of more branches and just, maybe 2 or 3 more branches and bring it up just to where the glass starts to bend. And then there's not a lot of water in these. There's a little bit, but when you dry it, it's very similar in weight. What I do is about a 50% alcohol, 50% water, which is what I got here. And there's some water. Bring that up to the top. I'll leave a little bit of room because I want to put a few more branches in there. But look at the color of that. It just starts to become really brilliant right away. And so I'll cap this now. I'm gonna head out and get a few more branches, probably because I'd like to dry some too. So for winter smudge and just to make the house smell really beautiful. So this will be, get a label with the Latin name, the date, how I made it. This is a 1 to 2 fresh, 50% alcohol, and the date. And I'll put where I got it from, which is, the address where I live. It's nice to just make note of where you got it from too. And then this will go into the apothecary and it will sit. And the nice thing about these trees is the evergreens, of course, are always available to us. That's what's really great about them. So you can go out any time of year and pick a couple sprigs if you need them, and put them to beautiful work for your healing and for your health. All right, so thank you so much for listening. I hope you have a cedar close to you, and if not, maybe you have a friend that does, and you can get a little bit of medicine. All right, thank you for listening. Have a beautiful day. Okay.